Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to episode 107 of the Boonie Breakdown Podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. All right, guys, welcome. This week's episode is not safe for work. It's a bit ratchet, but my guest is Tonti. Yes, Tonti. She just got one name. But I have a curiosity, and you guys are familiar. A lot of the new trend on social is OnlyFans accounts, okay? And if you're not familiar with what an OnlyFans page is, you'll find out later in the episode. But I talked to Tonti about how she decided to start an OnlyFans page. Is she nervous about her mom finding her OnlyFans page? And I went there and I asked her how much money does she make a month on OnlyFans. So if you're interested and curious like I was, stick around for that conversation. Also, let's get into the pick of the week this week. All right. I'm excited because this is the best time of year, fall TV, when all the good TV shows start to come back up and are in rotation. I am feeling the show on HBO, Succession. Now, I got to shout out KG because he's the one who put me on. I remember seeing the commercials and I didn't watch it. And he's like, you got to watch it. So I binged season 1, which was great. It was a little slow because they have to lay the foundation in the early episodes. But if you stick with it, you'll enjoy it. Season 2 just started and I like the direction they're going. It's on HBO. So if you don't pay for premium, I don't know, borrow somebody's code. If you got AT&T, you can get, and you have an unlimited plan. You can get HBO for free. So that's how I get my HBO. My cell phone pays for it. All right. So check out Succession. I'll give Kenny his props. He was spot on with this one. It is a good show. Housekeeping for this week. Feedback from episode 106. That was an episode with my mom and her BFF. You guys were pretty funny in your feedback. And I laughed because Sheikah was like, yo, that's going to be us in 30 years. And I'm like, that's true. Most of the feedback were people just thought it was just so funny. And a lot of people, I'm reading the one comment, Boonie, as I was listening to the episode, all I could keep thinking about was my mom just as ratchet as this too? She probably was, but I don't know if I have the balls to even ask her or go there, or even if I have the stomach to listen to her ratchet tales. But I thought this was awesome and dope that you did this with your mom. Good episode. So you guys enjoyed the episode. It was fun. I did get a question and I meant to, I'll save it for another ratchet episode because I'll make them do voice memos and they'll answer the question. So we'll do that in another episode. Also, the Boonie Breakdown merch. There is a summer merch sale happening over. So you can head over to theboonieBreakdown.com/shop. Okay, it will be linked in the show notes as well. And you can use the code GOOD, GOOD, all caps, to save 15% on orders over $15 or more. There are some great, I think a few tanks are left, or all the tank tops might be sold out now. But I think if there are some left, it's the Home I Stay tank tops are left. There are a few t-shirts that are on sale. But you can also use the code on regular price items as well. The Hoback fanny bag, the hot pink neon shirts and stuff. Go on over there, use that code. Again, the code is GOOD, GOOD, for 15% off your orders or $15 or more. Before I go to housekeeping item number 3, we can make this 2.5. Someone actually sent me a question like, you always say it'll be linked in the show notes. You can find it in the show notes, and you guys didn't know what the show notes are. All right. That was a good question. I never even thought about you guys. I'm just saying stuff and you don't know. So the show notes, if you go to theboonieBreakdown.com and you listen to the episode there, that webpage, those are the notes. If you listen in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, if you might hit the details button or it might say more, or you swipe up, that is a way for you to look at the show notes. So it's usually just the description of the show. Okay, that's really what it is. And any other information I might put there. That's also if I have a guest there, that is where I link their information, where you can follow them on social. We're 107 episodes in, and I never even thought that someone might not know when I say show notes, like, what does that mean? So I love it when you guys Say that shit because I can then answer for you so you're not out here sitting and feeling crazy. All right. So that was a good question. Not all questions are stupid, right? Some are, but not all of them. And another thing someone mentioned when I was looking, because I just wanted to make sure that all of the apps that you can possibly listen to the show on have the description in the show notes, and they pretty much do. But I also noticed in the Castbox app, Cast CAST box, if you listen to podcasts in that app, I know a lot of my Droid users use this app, you can actually leave comments on the episodes, kind of similar to SoundCloud. If you listen on SoundCloud, people, you could leave comments. So that's a way for you to have dialogue with people. You can listen to an episode and just drop your little comments in there. Bam, you're done. So those are that's a one-off. That wasn't even planned, but I forgot about that question. All right. Housekeeping item number 3. Again, if you missed it, you didn't listen to last week's episode. The Boonie Breakdown Live will be in Atlanta on Saturday, November 9th. Details about guests will be dropping soon. The official flyer will be coming soon. But people have already bought tickets. You guys are excited in Atlanta. I'm doing something a little different because I've been very honest about the cost of putting on a show in Atlanta for a little small engine like me. But there are 2 levels of tickets for this show. You have a limited amount of early bird tickets, and then it'll just be the regular general admission tickets. But you're going to get your goodie bag. It's a chance for giveaways, blah, blah, blah. So mark your calendars, Saturday, November 9th. And, I love it. You guys have been leaving some really great reviews on Apple Podcasts. And so I just want to shout out Web Techie. Left a review, a hidden treasure. OMG. My friends and I discovered your podcast on yesterday, and we've been laughing and saying, thinking about some things simultaneously at the same time. I can't tell you enough how refreshing this podcast is. It's like brunch with my girls on Sunday after we've done some hood-tastic-ish on Saturday. Thank you for being open, honest, and candid about topics that we as men and women should be having in our circles. So bam, okay, Web Techie, thanks for that bomb ass 5-star review. And if you want to leave a review, you can do so on the Apple Podcast app if you listen on an iPhone, iPod, iPad, MacBook, whatever. And if you do not listen in that app, you can leave a 5-star review over on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Boonie Breakdown. And since we're doing social, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at The Boonie Breakdown and Twitter, Boonie Breakdown. Remember, we only want 5-star reviews. So that is it for me, guys, this week. So let's get ready to break it down. All right, guys, it's your girl Boonie, and this week, my guest, I'm really excited about. We've been following each other on Twitter for quite some time. I don't even know why, how we followed each other, but she's dope. So I would like to welcome Tonti to the podcast. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's a nice Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
but I just want to thank you for doing the podcast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So the reason why I asked Tonti to come onto the podcast, and it's always hard. Well, not hard, but I appreciate people who are open enough to want to share their stories and what they do and the who, what, whens, wheres, and whys. And I had sent her, well, I DM'd you first, I believe. And then I sent you the email because I wanted to talk to you about your OnlyFans account. And people probably sitting at home like, you've seen the links, you know what they are. But for people who are not familiar, can you tell us what OnlyFans is?
Okay, so an OnlyFans is pretty much an account where you sell content pretty much. You get a fan base, they subscribe to see the content that you make. Your content can be whatever, but majority is explicit.
That was so nicely said. And the thing is, like, I've been so curious, and you always hear like the girls and make the comments like, "Oh, if I could do such and such, or if my body looked right, I would blah blah blah." And so, what I enjoy about it is that it's giving people control over the over how they would like, because you said most of the content is explicit, right? But it
Right.
gives people control of what they can put out and make money on, right? If that is
Right.
the avenue that you want to take. So
Yeah.
how did you make the decision that you were going to start a content page on OnlyFans?
Okay, so I've been asked a lot by a lot of people on Twitter, like they're DMing me, why you want just, create your OnlyFans, you be posting this and posting that. I'm like, the stuff I post is just my face and my boobs, and I would never see my nipples. So it's like, yeah, I barely see anything here. So why would you want me to create something there? So eventually enough people kept asking, and I eventually went and created it, and I was just like, what am I doing?
Ah, so you just responded to the demand that was out there.
Right.
So like what was like your first post? Do you even remember?
Yes, I do. My first post was actually an old video I made a couple years ago.
Were you solo in this video?
I was.
Okay.
It was just me and a popsicle.
Okay.
So and I was just like, okay, I'll post this because I don't feel bad about this because this is old.
So
So I'm
you were
like
definitely nervous about posting.
very, 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 very nervous.
Okay, so how many posts do you think you did until you okay, so you said like on Twitter you would just show your boobs and your mouth or whatever, not your nipples. So how many posts do you think you got into OnlyFans before you crossed that line of like, all right, well now I'm just gonna put the whole titty out here, nipple and everything?
Well, it actually didn't take long because at
Ah,
first
okay.
it wasn't that long, but when I first started, I would post just the old stuff that's like, okay, until I actually feel like I'm comfortable enough to do this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do this and I'm gonna just say something about it here and there because I was very shy about it at first on Twitter when I did it. I was like, okay, I'll just post something about it here or there after hours. So it's kind of like when people is like the creeps are up.
Ah, okay.
Creep hours is when I would post it.
Third shift Twitter.
Exactly. So I would post here and there about it, but I'll still post like old pictures, but I wasn't posting as many. So I was posting probably twice within the first 3 days. I probably had 2 posts up there. So I was like, okay. I started seeing the
Okay.
subscribers flowing in. I'm like, okay, uh-oh. So they're here, they're paying, and I have to actually give them something to pay for.
You have to deliver the content, you have to uphold your end of the bargain.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, old pictures gotta go. I gotta start making some new stuff.
All
So
right.
I just started making new stuff. I would just go buy me something that I feel sexy and like I really went like on this little shopping spree for this. Like buy all kind of thongs, all kind of cute bralettes and lingerie sets and everything. So I'm like, okay, now I will do my makeup and then I'll just take some wine, hit a blunt,
Hit a blunt. All
and
right.
feel myself, and then boom, I just naturally do it. Because I mean, naturally, I would twerk and do little crazy stuff. Like I have a bunch of stuff before I started fans only that I would do just for the fun of it, for me to look at.
Gotcha.
So I just needed to get comfortable enough to actually do this and post it, and yeah, that.
Gotcha.
So it didn't take
So,
long.
okay, so you kind of built yourself up. Do you feel any needs or do you feel the need or do you build in any precautions to like hide your identity at all?
At first I
Like,
did,
okay.
but then I mean, I only promote on Twitter. Like that is it. Usually nobody I really mom wise do not have a Twitter, but
Okay.
I don't promote myself on Instagram, Facebook, all that. It stays on Twitter. Now if it gets off of Twitter by someone else, then it has actually, but I mean, it is what it is. What happens happens.
Got it. So, because I'm always, that's like my thing. Like people always say, like, oh my God, I'm so afraid about so and so or somebody seeing me. Even to the point where I've known people, not personally, but like I've heard stories about people who, strip, but they would go to different, like, okay, I live in New Jersey, but I drive to Baltimore to strip or vice versa, just because they're trying to create a buffer in, that's different because it's more in person. But
Right.
so you can try to control that more. Like, what are the odds that someone would see you? But with the internet, yeah, that's
And
always.
once
I'm
it's
always
there, it's
intrigued
there.
about that.
Yeah. Because somebody actually, the first video I posted, somebody actually posted it on She's Freaky. So one of my
Oh,
followers
what's
on
that?
Snap, it's a porn site.
Oh,
Yes. So one of my followers on Snapchat hit me and they was like, hey, I see you on, somebody posted you on She's Freaky. I'm like, what is that? And he explains to me what it is because I've never heard of it until he sent that to me. And I was like, I don't see anything. Could you just send me the link? He sends the link. I pull it up. I'm like, oh my God, that is me. Like, who did this? Like, because you create the account and you obviously just post up on there. And I'm like, this is my video from the fans only because you can see, because when you upload the fans only, it puts your little watermark there. So I was just
okay.
like, oh my
So
God.
it's a little protected a little bit.
Just a little, you know. So somebody obviously, I guess, screen recorded and
Yeah.
put it on there. And then I was like, so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta report this because I don't want this on there. And I'm like, I just freaked out. But they did take it down
Oh, that's
after
good.
24 hours. But I was
Okay,
like,
that's good. So now I have to. So you already told us, like, you had a very very low barrier to entry. You recycled old things that you already had, but when you decided to commit to it, you went out and purchased some lingerie, etc., etc. So now for your videos, are you still in them by yourself?
no.
Oh, okay. So who is in them with you?
Someone.
People. Okay, well, I'll say this. Let me rephrase it to protect the identity of the people who are not on this podcast. So are they people you know,
Yes.
or are they like other talent?
There are definitely people that I know.
Okay. How did that conversation go to convince them or ask them to be comfortable with that?
They're men. All you have to do is just ask. I like all you have to just all I had to do was say, "Can we just record this?" And they was like, "Oh yeah," they're more excited than I was because I was just like, what is he gonna think?" Like, what is
Oh,
he gonna
so did you tell them that you were posting or just you were recording it?
Now, some of them already follow me on Twitter, so they already know what it is.
Okay.
But there is one who just doesn't know.
Oh. Spicy. Okay. So, because the thing is, like, I've had the conversation with this one guy I used to mess with. He used to always say, like, you always complain about having student loan debt. You could be free of your student loans if you would just, figure out a way, get this popping, sell panties, do all this stuff that people are out here clearly making a killing on. He's like, and if you used all that money, you could be debt free. And I remember this girl back when Snapchat was really popping.
Hmm.
She had she didn't even have, I mean, kind of doing the same thing, but I just followed her regular account because I didn't pay for her premium one.
Hmm.
But she would do like post like a teaser, like kind of like a salacious one, and then be like, want to see the rest or want to whatever, PayPal me right now.
That's the bait.
Right? And then she would do it. And then she would come back like in the afternoon or whenever after this ran and like show her PayPal balance. It'd be like $6,000. And I'd be like, fuck. So she then set a goal and was like, I'm only going to run this account for a year and I'm going to pay off. I think she was like an attorney and was like, I'm going to pay off my student loans, and then I'm shutting this shit down as soon as it's paid. And that's exactly what she did. And you never saw her face. Ever saw her face. The way she would like, I don't know. And I'm gonna gather in the premium stuff, no. But like the stuff that she would share on the regular Snapchat, you never saw her face.
Wow.
So yeah, that was like, so you see stuff like that and you're like, oh my God, could I?
Right.
So that's why I'm so intrigued by it, because I think with this OnlyFans stuff, and I think Twitter makes stuff, makes things easily shareable, and you see frequency a lot faster.
Mhm.
So I've been noticing a lot of people that I just know or follow who have OnlyFans pages.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, so yeah. But okay. I want to get a little deeper now. So how much is your subscription rate for people to follow you
Right now it's $15.99 a month.
per month? Okay. And so what would they get for $15.99 a month?
I mean, anything I post, you have access to it.
Okay. So it doesn't it's not like expiring. They have access to the entire content.
Right. Everything. Once you
Okay.
subscribe, you pay. Then once you unsubscribe, you won't have access anymore.
Gotcha. Would you mind sharing how much on average you make in a month?
In a month. So I've started this 2 months ago. Last month, I made. Let me pull it up.
Oh, she pulling it up. She getting the real facts.
I'm sorry if you hear my dogs.
It's fine.
Okay. So for July, I made 1,400.
That's not bad.
July was it.
Wow. And that was just using old content
No,
or
so I
a mix?
started in June. That's when I was,
Okay.
week one was pretty much like old content, like old pictures, old
Okay,
nudes.
that's
That was in June. So, which I made a nice little amount in June also, but it wasn't as much as July. So I need to top July this month.
yeah, I would be curious to see your month over month growth.
Right.
That's not bad. That's not small change. I mean, fairly easy because okay, on average, how long are your videos that you make a video?
When I started, they're like a minute. They're nothing. They
Okay.
weren't over a minute, but then as I started getting more comfortable, it started to add on a little. Then the set scenes, of course, are a little bit longer, but before that, I mean, they were just a couple seconds.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember I saw like one of your link like promo tweets one time, and I clicked on the video like, oh, let me see, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, she's sucking dick.
I can't.
And I'm just like, no, it's just like that is just so brave to me because yeah, you're like, look, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get this money. And I think why OnlyFans is so popular and people are willing to pay for it is because you can really just pinpoint down to what you want, right?
Right.
Like we all joke about sitting on Pornhub and searching to page 12 or 13 trying to find something to get your rocks off to.
Right.
But if you just go on these little pages and people are creating content and you can say, you know what? I'm gonna rock with this for a little bit, that you're getting something that you really like or are turned on by.
Right. Because I feel like because with the OnlyFans, okay, you got the guys who subscribe. So it's like my fan base is like from my Twitter. So it's like there's a ton of guys there that is obsessed with me. So it's kind of like you get to pay to actually look at me the way you wanted to look at me if you could, you know?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you get what you pay for,
I
and some are like, oh, I would have never, I've never thought I'd do this, and then you made one, so I had to do it. Like, yeah, it's just got to find what you like, and if you can find what you like, you'll pay for what you
I there you go.
like.
And so do you take custom requests for videos?
I actually just started, yes.
That's another little I know people pay good coin for those.
Yeah,
For to hear the people say their name, they pay really good money for
I
those.
have to start that too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cause I was literally talking to somebody about that. And this was years ago. Like, they followed someone on Instagram per se.
Mhm.
And that was like her little, side hustle. So, they would PayPal and she would send you back a custom video. And you could, and like with specifications like, okay, wear your, glasses. I want you to say this, wear this color. And it's like the more customizations, the more money you charge.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. You can add that next.
Right?
So, do you ever feel like after doing this, like OnlyFans, that you would ever move into like porn mainstream, like doing long form videos for like a production company? Or would you just rather keep it to where you're in control and putting out what you want when you want?
I would definitely rather keep it in my control. I don't,
Okay.
the porn life, nah, I don't think I'm built for that.
Gotcha. And so is that where the comfort level is for you? Is that you're in control of it?
Yes, and I'm having sex with who I want to have sex with.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Like, I'm more comfortable. The sex will be more real if it's someone that I know and I'm used to, rather than a stranger. I don't.
Yeah, I totally get it. And Tonti, because I'm here's my thing. So you just started your dabbling. It's like, ooh, where can this take me? As you're looking to see what you can do this month, like what would be your goal? Like if you could make blank amount of dollars a month doing this, what would it be?
If I can make a gold monthly,
Yeah.
and I'm lazy, so I would say just from fans only, 5,000 a month would be nice. Like,
Yeah.
just to do what you normally do. Yeah, I think 5,000 a month is
Do you
okay.
$5,000 a month is nice, and this is like tax free, right? Is it tax free? Like, how does that
Definitely
work?
not tax free. It
Okay,
definitely gets
so since
taxed.
it is, so they like you get like a 1099 or something at the end of the year.
Right. So no, they actually tax
Okay.
you per subscription. So when
Oh,
they pay,
okay.
they go ahead and they take what they get and they give you what was left.
What you get back?
Right.
Okay.
So they definitely tax. When I saw that, I was like, what? But yeah, they do.
So like when you're setting up your page, like if somebody's looking, like how did you figure out your monthly subscription rate? Do they help you do that or?
No. So it just tells you that it has to be, I think, $3.99 or more. So and I was
Okay.
like, okay, I'll just start at $9.99 since I don't know what I'm doing. And
Fair
then I
enough.
was like, oh, I saw them coming. I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna start making stuff. So I went to like $12.99, and then they kept coming. I was like, oh, $14.99. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna
Mm.
put this at $15.99 right now. For right now, I'm gonna stick with $15.99 right now.
Wow. Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, okay.
yeah.
And it with the OnlyFans pages, do you feel like with the other women who are on here, have you like developed a community, found your tribe? Do you guys help each other promote, or is it kind of more selfish a bit where it's like, nope, this is my money and I'm not gonna try to help sis get put on?
Okay, so that's funny. So I just got added in a couple of retweet groups of a bunch of fans only girls. They actually
Oh.
asked me if I wanted to be, and I was like, sure, because I'm like, my followers have increased. Because like not too long ago, I was just like at 2,000. So now I'm at
Okay.
10K. And I'm like, I don't know where all these people come from. So like they came out of nowhere. Like it was just growing. I was like, oh snap, I'm at 7. Oh snap, I'm at 9. And then boom, I'm at 10K. And I'm like, what did I do?
Wow.
Because I just usually I tweet when I'm working. And I associate with the Twitter. I have like a little Twitter family, what I call them.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I was just like, what? And it's
So you just capitalized on what was there.
yeah, because I'm like I just tweet like I tweet for me. So my
Okay.
Twitter, I tweet for me and laughter and blah blah blah. So I mean, me is what you get.
And okay, I just another question just popped. What would be like if the people who are listening to this and they're so intrigued, like, oh my God, she just made $1,500 last month. Like, I could use that to pay my mortgage, get these kids some uniforms, pay off credit cards. Like, what would be the piece of advice you would give to someone who is just setting up an OnlyFans page?
I would say don't sell yourself short. If you feel as if your price is too high, it's not. Cause I mean, it's your page. You know what you're gonna post. So don't cheat yourself pretty much. What else? That's all I can say really.
Don't cheat
Just
yourself.
don't cheat
Any
yourself. I mean, because everybody have their own unique way of making their content. And I'm still learning based off looking at these other girls. Because I'm just like, oh, I can do this and I can do that. And I can try this and I can try that. Because before this fans only, I've never used a dildo in my life.
really?
Yes.
Really? I
Yes.
mean, this is just so fascinating to say, someone who has never used a dildo is like, has a paid subscription, X-rated content page.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
wow.
I've always had like a bullet, something that vibrates for my click only, but I've never used a dildo until fans only.
And was that a request or you were just trying to spice up the
I
content?
was trying to do what I've seen those girls do.
Okay.
Because I'm like, okay, I'm doing all of this, but they're not getting pussy play. So I'm like, they like pussy play. So I'm going to need to get with it.
So, do you get metrics and all of that too? Can you see what your audience likes? Like, oh, they didn't really like this video where I was, sucking this dad, but
No.
they really they don't tell you that.
Now, they have on fans only, they can heart the content and they also can comment. I mean, so I've gotten nothing but positive feedback, but then I also put out there if it's something that you are wanting to see, let me know. Or I'll put up like polls for if you ask, we want to see more of this, of me doing this, or whatever. And they just vote and I kind of
Okay.
go off of that. Because I try to keep asking to keep it not boring. Because I don't ever want to be that boring girl. Because I've heard bad stories from some of my guy friends that
Mm.
have subscribed to some girls' content and their promo videos are lit, but then when they actually get on there, it's like they're not doing anything. They're not posting nothing. It's just there. And then a lot of them are like, some of them are stuck up. And I'm like, I've never been the stuck up type. Like, I will conversate with you. Like, a lot of them like to talk. Like, they'll message me. I'll message you back like normal. You're paying. So it's like I'm your fantasy. So I'm not going to give you attitude because they've
I'm
said
sitting
they've
here
gotten some of
nodding.
that. Like you're paying, so I'm here to be your fantasy of what you're not getting. So
Okay.
yeah, but
I can appreciate that. Because, yeah, I was just wondering, like, if you could find, like, a niche, but you're just kinda like, "I'm just gonna try." You wanna keep the money flowing, so
right,
you're trying to keep the content interesting and fresh.
right.
Hmm. So could there be, like, this is just me being me being me, the marketer in me. Is there ever an opportunity, like, so it's like you and one of another girl on OnlyFans, y'all can do like a limited time like collaboration or something. Like, you know how like on Twitter and Instagram, all those things you can go live, like you
Right.
could do something like that together.
They'll actually be kind of dope.
Wouldn't it? You should submit that to them. Like, this is what we
Right.
want to make more money.
And
Cause
the
then you could
guys would
charge like it'd be
love
like kind
that
of like
because you're
yeah, it'd be kind of
combining
like
your
pay per
fans.
view.
What?
Yeah,
That is a very awesome idea.
it is.
I like
Like you
that.
do like pay per view.
Right. That would be so crazy.
do you do you feel like it's kind of like an adrenaline rush? Like, did you ever think you would ever be posting a link of yourself sucking dick like on your Twitter page, right?
No, never,
So like,
ever.
is it an adrenaline rush for you a little bit?
I mean, it is because once I do it, I'm like, oh my God, is there? That's how it was. Like when I first did it, because at first I would censor it, so you would just hear
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. But then I was like, okay, these are grown ass people, and I got this big ass sticker across this video. So I was like, I need to get it together. I'm like, these other girls are doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So the first night I did it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna post something. I'm like, I'm post something explicit in 5 minutes. I'm gonna keep it up for 2 minutes. So they're like
Oh,
waiting, and they're like, okay, we're waiting to see. Let me see. Blah 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 blah. So eventually, I posted, and I was like, okay. I said I'm gonna keep it up for 2 minutes, but I'm actually gonna take a shower and get out, and then I'm gonna see how was it reacted to. So I took the shower, got. I'm like, oh, I'll just leave this up here. I'm not gonna take it down. And then
that's
I feel like I do get more positive feedback from my fans than I do negative. I barely see anything negative ever.
so. How does it feel when you do see something negative?
Well, if I see something negative, I'll just block it because I'm just like, there's no need for that. I block whoever it is, like block. I don't need that energy.
Gotcha. So
Like,
you don't even give it nothing.
like I did react to something negative once, and it actually got me suspended for 12 hours.
Really?
Yes. And I'm like, I've
What did
never
you
been
say?
suspended. It was some girl. She when I had posted a video and I was like, explaining, hey, if you want to buy some content, I'm currently naked, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Message me now while I have the energy or whatever. So and I was like, don't ask me for discounts. And then she was like, something about Pornhub, she said. And I was like, maybe they don't want to see Pornhub bitches, so you could just get the fuck on and shut up and scram. And I just went on about my
Mm.
day. And then next thing you know, I pulled up Twitter and it's like, oh, this tweet has been reported, is abusive, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God. She
Wow.
so and that was like last week. And I was just like, I've never been suspended. And I was like, that was so boring.
Well, here's the thing too. That is one reason why I think the OnlyFans pages do so well is because you get to see regular women or regular people, right? It's
Right.
not the Instagram model, porn star look. It's just normal people. And so if that is your thing, like most people out here aren't fucking the creme de la creme Instagram models, right? They're
Right.
they're
Right.
fucking regular
Regular
looking people.
people. Exactly.
So you're probably going to want to get your kicks off and your rocks off to people who are a little more attainable, right?
Right.
So I think that's why these accounts do so well is because everything has become so eh, homogenous a bit. Like all the girls got the same build ass, the same little Barbie hip stomach, pelvic looking area. Like it's really
Right.
weird. Like everybody fucking looks the same on these things.
Right.
And so you can get on OnlyFans and I see a little gut, little butt, little titty, something that's different
Right.
than
Some marks. There's some
yeah.
scratch marks over there. Yeah.
Yes. It's authentic, right?
Exactly.
So what is your biggest fear with doing this?
My mom finding out.
Ah. Like what would you say if she did find out?
If she did find out, I'm just gonna have to just tell her what it is. Ain't no way around it at that
Yeah.
point. Like sometimes I feel like saying something, but I'm like, no, this is my mom. Just no. I mean, because we're so close, like we talk about everything, but it's just like this. No, ma'am. Like I posted, so I didn't know my Instagram was linked to my Twitter when it comes to the story. So I posted a video up and I had on like a tank top and I was dancing doing a robot. But of course my titties are out and bouncing. So I
Mm.
didn't know it linked it to Facebook. So next thing you know, my mom is like calling me. She was like, if you don't go take this down off Facebook because you are a representation of me, you need to get this off. This is not what we do. And I was like, oh my God.
Mama got you together,
She got me
child.
all the way together. So that's why I'm like, she don't ever need to know what a Twitter is. Don't ever go in that direction. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't need, yeah. I don't need that. I don't
Wow.
want that.
So we are we are at the part where we do the breakdown. And so I'm just gonna say one word and you say the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh gosh.
And so it can be a word, it could be a phrase, it could be a sound, whatever first comes to mind, okay?
Okay.
Twitter,
Fun.
sex,
Crazy.
cameras,
Flash.
tits,
Juicy.
head,
Sloppy.
money,
Needed.
fans,
Love them.
power,
Got it.
big dicks.
Gotta have those.
Gotta have them. Even though, see, it's funny because I had someone on my podcast a few episodes ago, Erica, and people have she really caped hard for the little dick fellas, and people have really, trying to understand and just wrap their minds around what she was saying. So that was an episode 104, but people are really like, really? A little dick?
I
So
mean, they do need love too. Now, every dick I've come across was not always big.
you know,
So,
it can't we can't have it all.
no. And sometimes when they know what they're doing, it's okay.
So, if you could tell everyone, this is your time to promo. So, your OnlyFans page, where they can find you on social, and I will be sure to link all of this in the show notes.
Okay. So, my Twitter is undefined_rose. Do I need to spell this out?
No, it'll be linked.
Okay. And that's my main account. I also created a fan account as well, which is Fantasy Doll Rose. So definitely follow
Okay.
that. And I just had this here. Now my fans only link. It's attached to my Twitter if you definitely find it. But if you want it, hold on, I should have had this together. All right, so the link to my fans only, if you would like to subscribe, it is onlyfans.com/rose__undefined.
There we go. So, all of these will be linked in the show notes. If you're curious about it, you can reach out for more questions. Maybe Tonti gets a referral if you sign up and you're intrigued.
Right.
You want to make some extra coins every month. But yeah, or if you're curious, like I'm sure not even sure what this is, go on over there and hit her subscribe. Just pop in for a month and see what you like over there. So yes, I really want to thank you for being open and honest and brave to come on here and talk about this. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, and I appreciate you for having me, for sure.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I would like to thank my guest Tonti for coming on the podcast and being so open and transparent and talking about OnlyFans and telling us how much she makes a month. And it might have sparked your interest and you're thinking, hey, this is a great way that I can get Sally Mae and all them other bitch ass student loans off my back. No judgment here. And as long as you do it, hopefully you make some coin. If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts, or any app that you listen to your favorite podcasts on. Don't forget to leave those 5-star reviews too. You might just hear your review on the next episode. Follow us on social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. And don't make these pretty images for nothing, okay? Have a dope ass week. Thank you for listening. And remember, the ratchet in me honors the ratchet in you. Until next time.